January is set to be a very important window for a number of clubs, no more so than Man City with regards to incomings. Man City's small squad and injury issues has led to many, including Guardiola himself, saying that the club needs to bolster their squad this month. So the big question really is what are Man City's transfer priorities? Who should City be targeting? What positions do you think Man City needs to strengthen in? I think Guardiola's hinted that the club may look to reinforce in central defence and midfield. So that seems about right. Do you think they are the two priorities for City in January?
Yeah, we can't keep our centre backs fit. No Stones or Diaz currently. Akanji's back and forth on the treatment table. Even sorry, Ake and even Akanji has had these issues as well. I think we have to accept as City fans that look, Ake, Akanji, and Stones. I think they're all 30 plus. Akanji might be very close, if not 30. I'm just going to Google that to double check, but they're not the youngest. Kanji's 29 actually, so he's getting there either way, and he'll be 30 at the end of the season. But Stones and Ake are both 30 plus, and they're both injury prone, sadly. Stones in particular doesn't. I know he's only 30 Stones, but he feels like 30 going on 34 with his injuries. He's never really been um, the fittest footballer in terms of being available for runs of games. He's always had his injury problems. I'd be amazed if that gets any better and if it doesn't start to get gradually worse for John Stones, given his increasing age. I don't think we can rely on him at the moment. Unfortunately, I would love a scenario where Stones and Ake are available every single week, but we can't even keep Diaz and Akanji fully on the pitch either at the moment. So we have to be really realistic about their usefulness. And I think City are in a situation where, even with defensive midfielders too, we're in a situation where they've accepted that the rebuild just has to start sooner rather than later. I think missing out on Champions League football would be catastrophic for Manchester City financially, and so not only financially, but also in terms of the club's aims and where we want to go. It'd be a shame to waste a year out of Champions League as well with when Guardiola's your manager. So I think City are realizing that it's better to start now. There's no point starting in the summer. Try and sign two or three players, which is very un Manchester City like for a January transfer window. But all the noise coming from around the club, from all the local journalists who are well connected and so on, suggests that this is genuinely City's aim. But they want to sign players that are going to be useful for 3, 4, 5 years, not just short term loans here and there. I think there's an argument to say that every now and then they're not the worst idea, especially if it's a backup striker, for example. Because Haaland can't play every single game, and currently he is. So you get someone on loan for 6, 7 months or whatever, maybe a senior player who is out of form, who would join City for a few months. That could be useful. But I understand the logic behind trying to, sign a centre back he's the right age profile, and then maybe watch them learn alongside the senior players while also getting plenty of football. And the same in midfield. Look, the Rodri blow, a catastrophic damage on Manchester City season. We all know that everything changed from that moment onwards. And I think that's why City have been linked to the likes of Zubimendi and Adam Wharton and Bruno Guimaraes. The rumours suggest that they might be too big a signing for January. That Zubimendi in particular isn't confident about his game time once Rodri returns, which I don't fully agree with. And I would probably, if I was advising him, saying have more self belief. There's going to be an awful lot of football these days for City, and you could very easily sit alongside Rodri as well. Slightly different take on the game. Rodri very much likes to go forward anyway, so I wouldn't worry about it. But I understand if someone wants to, think about their potential future. Maybe it says a lot about Zubimendi not really having the right belief. I don't know. Who knows? But either way, I think he'd be brilliant. Bruno Guimaraes is my ideal signing. I think he's absolutely perfect as a Rodri replacement and partner potentially. Phenomenal footballer, complete, aggressive, wins duels, progressive passes, can step forward, create goals. Yeah, he's brilliant. Premier League experience, a leader, a captain. He'd be my ideal signing, and I think City will be sniffing around him. Adam Wharton, really technically gifted young midfielder, complete but young and inexperienced, but the kind of person that would come in really nicely, especially when Rodri's back alongside him and learn from him and grow an awful lot. Um, I saw some tenuous links to the young centre back, Juma playing over in La Liga, like an absolute monster, 6'5", only 18 years old. He looks really talented, and I saw some rumours suggesting that City might potentially have a sort of an agreement to sign him, but only in the summer. That would be the kind of profile you'd think at centre back. And then elsewhere on the pitch, it's not just centre back and midfield. I think City need a fullback. We need a right back because Kyle Walker is very much over. I'm sure he'll have one or two good performances before the end of the season, but that Kyle Walker era has come to an end, unfortunately. And I think City need to look maybe even at a left back, because Vardiol needs support, and Ake, I don't think he'll be here post summer because I think once again you can't rely on him. So maybe someone like Anthony Robinson at Fulham would be wonderful. He's getting better and better every single season. Uh, I think there's I don't know when Ola Aina's contract is up as well at Forest, but he's been linked as well.
Yeah.
City see him as a very similar Kyle Walker replacement. I mean, he's 28, but athletically excellent. You get 4 or 5 years minimum from Aina, and he's been brilliant for Forest. Do you know when his contract's up?
I'm not exactly sure, but there is rumours suggesting, sorry, that Forest are confident they can actually agree a new deal with Aina, which would come as a bit of a blow
Yeah,
for City. But yeah, he's been a standout performer for Forest this season. You mentioned there as well about Bruno Guimaraes. He's a standout performer as well for Newcastle. He is someone that Newcastle want to keep hold of. Is
yeah.
he maybe a realistic target for City, considering his price tag this month? There's rumours saying that he could be over £100 million. A City willing to fork out a big fee like that for someone like him?
I don't think they'll do it in January now.
No.
I sort of hope they do go for it because I think just once again I don't really think the windows blend into each other.
Yeah.
It goes against Newcastle, I understand that, but for City, like if it's about summer and so on, you don't get a preseason anymore. You got the Club World Cup. Just City, I think, have a chronic need to rectify some of the mistakes that they made in midfield. They bought Nunes and Phillips, and Guardiola clearly doesn't trust either of them. He didn't trust Calvin Phillips, and I don't think he trusts Nunes to play in the centre either. Hence why he's been doing left wing stints. And I don't think that'll change anytime soon. So yeah, look, ultimately, quality players have you have to pay a premium for them, and I think he falls very much into that category. I understand if Newcastle don't want to let Bruno go. There are rumours that they have financial issues. It's sort of denied from some quarters, but sort of played up by others. I don't know how true it all is, but money does talk. And even though he's their captain and very happy there, I think he'd snap City's hand off if they were offered him a chance to come play in this midfield, alongside, like I said, De Bruyne, Foden, blah, 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 etc. So, yeah, I look, to me, the rumours in the summer around 100. I don't think Newcastle would want 100 million now. I think they'd probably take about 80 odd, which is an awful lot of money, and he's 28 years old, but still there'd be many years there left of quality. I don't think it'll happen in January, but I'd be amazed if City don't acquire anyway because I think it needs must.